Thanks for watching HCAM. If you want to help create content like this, become an HCAM member. As a member, you'll have access to professional quality equipment and software, as well as guidance from HCAM staff. Come see us at 35 Pond Park Road, Suite 8, conveniently located near Route 3 and Derby Street in Hingham.
Hi, I'm Neil Wood with the Neil Wood Optimist Island Show here at Hingham Cable Channel, right here in Hingham, Massachusetts. Today I'll be interviewing James Hanley of Hingham, Massachusetts, who just returned from the Outward Bound program. He's going to talk about some fascinating experiences he's had, and I've got a series of questions because I want to learn. I've never been on Outward Bound, and yet I know many people who have, and they've come back with so many stories and so much confidence. So that's the teaser for this show, and I think we're all in for a real treat. Hi, welcome back to our show. I'm Neil Wood with the Optimist Island Show at the Hingham Cable Studio right here in Hingham, Massachusetts. And today I'm thrilled to be chatting with James Hanley, a senior in Hingham High School, who just got back from Outward Bound. And I don't know if you're familiar with Outward Bound, and if you're not, Google it. Fascinating program, and we're going to hear more about it right now. James, welcome.
My pleasure. Pleasure being here.
Thank you. So Outward Bound, tell me about it.
Outward Bound was crazy. It was in Asheville, North Carolina. It was a 14-day course, and the course included backpacking and rock climbing.
Oh boy, now, didn't I read something about a 90-pound backpack?
Yes. My backpack that we had was 50 to 90 pounds, which included the tarps, the sleeping bag.
Yes.
And just other things that we needed for the crew, because that's what we called ourselves, the crew.
The crew.
And we just hiked like 8 hours, and it was incredible. It was hard because like you just have all that weight on you. But
yes.
Just gotta push it through.
Yeah, that's right. How many people were in your crew?
12.
From all over the country?
Yeah. There was a kid from Morocco. His name is Tristan, and he actually visited me yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
Which was crazy. I was so thrilled to see him.
Yes.
He was one of my best friends on the course, so it was great to just catch up.
And how many counselors?
2.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
2. I want to shout out to Ethan Rodas and Anthony Draws for being the best instructors.
Were they terrific?
They were terrific, and they balanced each other out. They had 2 different personalities, but they balanced each other.
Oh boy. Now, you also have to give up all your electronics when you first get there.
Yes.
Well, I can't imagine my kids giving up their phones for an hour. And you had to give it up for how long?
2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the reaction?
First, everyone was very upset. They're very distraught, can't go on my Instagram, my Facebook, and my Snapchat.
Right.
But as the weeks went by, they got used to it very quickly, and they realized that each other is our entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And one fascinating thing, I climbed a mountain, and my instructor said to me before I got on the top was to just get everything settled, close your eyes, turn around, and open them. And I did. And he said, you see that? A picture cannot take what a memory can store.
Wow.
Through your eyes.
You remember that view forever because it's burned in your memory,
It's
isn't
burned
it?
in my memory. Yeah.
Wow. Well, you may lose a photo.
You may lose a photo forever, but at least you have that in your brain.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, you also had to have some solitude time.
Oh, yeah.
How many hours? A couple minutes?
40 hours.
40 hours, solitude, alone.
Alone. We were placed in a 10 by 10 area, and we were away from each other, but we could hear each other if we needed help.
Okay.
We had a whistle. We had a compass. It was like a necklace. We had a compass, and then we had a whistle to blow if ever there was any trouble.
Yes.
And apparently someone did blow the whistle during the solo time, but it was an owl.
Was he scared of the owl?
I wasn't. I didn't hear it because I wasn't sleeping. I'm a pretty heavy sleeper.
You are?
Yeah.
Now, you had Tempur-Pedic mattresses, is that right?
Oh, no. We had tarps, and we had green mats. and sleeping bags.
Okay,
Roughing it out.
that's awesome. Have you hiked before?
No. It was my first time hiking.
That's amazing. Well, fortunately, you're in good shape. You're an athlete. You used to wrestle.
Yeah.
Years ago, right? Not too long ago?
Not too long ago.
Wow. So how many hours a day hiking?
8. Some days were shorter, but mostly it was like 8 to 5.
That is amazing. And the weather?
Oh man, it was a rainforest, so it rained every single night.
Oh, no.
It was so bad.
And you're under a tarp? Or?
We were under a tarp, yeah. It was just pretty much like the skinny little like tent.
Yeah.
And like some days people didn't make their tarps right, so their things got soaked.
Yes.
But if it wasn't for my 2 tarp mates, Ethan and other Ethan,
Yeah.
you know, we wouldn't have got it. They were really incredible people to talk to.
Well, that's how we learn, is we learn from mistakes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that first time when they didn't do the tarp correctly, second time it's like, okay, you know what? We have more information now.
Yes, definitely.
Wow. What do you think in general, most of your, what do you call it, not teammates?
Crewmates.
Crewmates. What do you think most of them took away from this experience?
Oh man, everyone had a story behind it. Everyone wanted to achieve something that was out of their reach. Sometimes people were fighting from the past. Like the past was crawling behind them. And after this trip, they got over it very, very quickly.
Yes.
And it was so incredible to see that. Because everyone had struggles, everyone had personal issues,
Yes.
but if it wasn't for each other's support, then we wouldn't have gone through it together.
So you knew nobody when you got there.
No.
And at the end of it, you were like brothers.
Brothers and sisters.
Wow. We've had several guests on the show talking about how some people get stuck up in the past.
Yeah.
And the lesson I learned when I was 19 or 20 years old was from a fellow who was a prisoner of war back in Vietnam. And he said, you know, Neil, here's what I've learned. We all have stuff in our past. We can hold on to it, but it's not going to let us move forward.
Yeah, of course.
You have to let it go, you know, deal with it and then let it go.
Yeah.
And he said, the rest of your life is in your hands. It's your responsibility. Mm-hmm. You can't blame the government, can't blame parents, can't blame, you know, an old best friend or whatever. He said, you're responsible for your life going forward.
Of course.
And that's what I think you took out of that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I'll be honest, I was going through some troubles myself before. And, you know, it made me realize that life isn't so bleak.
Mm-hmm.
That there is a bright side to that dark tunnel.
Yes.
And, you know, I would spend most time alone.
Yeah.
You know, I would just be an introvert.
Yes.
And this experience made me more of an extrovert because I was around
yes.
different people.
Right.
And they just accepted me
Yes.
for who I was, and we all accepted each other. And then we all became like a big family.
Wow.
So it just made such a big difference
Yes.
in my life because I realized over time that people from that experience are not like people from like my friends in Hingham. Like they're all different.
Mm-hmm.
But when we go through something very like if you go through a troubling experience with someone, you go deeper.
Yes.
And you grow closer.
Yes.
And that's what happened with all of us.
Yeah.
We went all through this together and we became closer as a unit, as a family, pretty much.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Now, you are so wowed by this whole experience that you want to help others get to that program, don't you?
Yes, I do.
What are you working on?
I want to raise a fund that helps kids that are less fortunate to go on the same experiences, to experience the same opportunities that I had, to meet those people that will change your life forever.
Yes.
And definitely the people, like you said, people that were going, like trying to get away from the past or get away from that, they can do that too.
Yes.
They can not only change their lives, they can alter it and be more optimistic about it. That's just something that I wanted to do. I wanted to help people for the longest time. And this is the perfect opportunity to. And I'm hoping that this takes off. I'm hoping that I can not only send people to this incredible, incredible experience, but also to change their life for the better.
So you want to raise funds to help others who are less fortunate and maybe can't afford it
Yes.
to help finance their way.
Of course.
Good for you.
Definitely.
Did they talk about that at the program, about giving back to society?
Yes.
Making a difference?
Of course, of course. One kid in my program, he said whenever he did something bad, he would always do community service so that karma wouldn't bite him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What a great lesson.
Yeah, what a great kid. Truly was the most changed out of all those kids.
Wow. And they were all from all over the country
All over the country,
world?
yeah. And
Was
the
he at
world. I mean,
Morocco?
Morocco,
Yeah.
yeah. He visited me, which was just crazy.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Well, here's a kid you didn't know a month ago,
yeah.
and now he's a dear friend.
He's a best friend.
You know, we talk about how life can change in an instant.
Of course.
In a positive way or
Or in a negative.
Or a negative way, right? Things
Yeah.
can change.
Of course.
Wow.
Definitely. I was just blown away.
Do you have any interest in going around and talking to schools,
Oh yeah, that's something that I really want to do.
the student body, and tell them what?
Student body, yeah. If I can do that, like at my high school,
Yes.
you know, just tell them what changed for me, physically and mentally, and being able to tell the stories of other people
Yes.
that were going through even rougher times than most other people, and just make them realize that even though like you might be going through some troubles now, there are other people that are going through more difficult stuff than you are.
Yes.
And Outward Bound made me truly appreciate life and also the little details that go into it.
Yeah.
And it made me more family oriented.
Yes.
Without my mom, you know, supporting me, without my brother, without my father, it wouldn't be such a goal to go to the airport and just see my family.
Yes.
And so that was something that made me look forward to getting home.
Good. Well, you bring up a good point because going on an experience like this and hearing other people's stories puts things in perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, to your point, you know, some people think, oh, I have it so bad. I live in Hingham. There's nothing to do. I'm hanging out. And you start talking to these kids who, you know, some were raised in a small trailer, you know,
Yeah.
a family of 12 or whatever.
Sure.
And you think, I don't have it that badly.
Yeah, no,
Life
not
was
at
pretty
all.
good here in
Life's
Hingham.
pretty good, yeah.
Over on the South Shore or anywhere in New England,
Of course.
you know.
Yeah, it's just, I grew up in Singapore.
You grew up in Singapore. I know. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how many years?
12 years.
That is amazing.
I was born in Hong Kong,
Yeah.
and just Singapore was sort of like, just like it made me realize that like there's different people around the world with different cultures and different ethnicities and different values.
Yes.
And throughout my time in Singapore, I grew to be more adaptive in any environment that I was set to be put in, and to absorb more information that people fed me, like
Yes.
culture-wise and beliefs. And so when I came to Hingham back in 2012, I really wanted to just share those experiences and kind of just tell somebody or anybody anything new about like people that I've met, experiences like that. And you know, it got boring, you know, living in Singapore for a bit, and I thought, why not? Why not America?
Yes.
Why not think of a dream that I wanted to be close to my grandparents that I used to go to visit every single summer?
Yes.
Why don't I visit them more regularly
Good.
on a daily basis?
Good.
So that's what.
You probably thought a lot about this during the Outward Bound program.
Oh yeah, we had so much time to reflect.
Right. What's really important in your life?
Yeah.
Right. What do you want to do with your life? Why are you here?
Why am I here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the counselors bring that up?
Yes. Every single day. We would have evening meetings where we would appreciate people.
Yeah.
We would appreciate the things like the view or
Yes.
the mountain.
Yes.
And just we would always just be grateful for what we had with those evening circles. I wish they did this here.
Yeah. Are they always in North Carolina?
No.
Okay.
It's all over the United States.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. How'd you choose North Carolina?
I really wanted to go to Colorado, but you know, my mom wanted to find rock climbing.
Yes.
So I love to climb rocks.
Okay.
And I loved just to enjoy views.
Yes.
So she picked those two courses, and North Carolina was the destination. Wow. So,
I've been there many times. I love it.
beautiful.
And the people are nice.
oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God. Incredible people.
Oh, that's
so friendly.
wonderful.
Everyone at Outward Bound was so friendly.
Yes.
You know, I just wish. I don't want to be a counselor, but I would want to visit as an alumni.
You would?
Yeah.
Good. And talk to the kids before
Talk
they head
to
out?
the kids before they head out.
Good. And for the counselors, how many years do they spend with Outward Bound? Is it a new rotation every year, or
Yeah.
do some stay 5 years?
Like some people stay at the same territories for a while,
Yeah.
but some people go and get drafted to different parts of the Outward Bound
Okay.
courses. So like someone could be drafted from North Carolina to Florida, and that's where they're going to be stationed.
Okay.
And that was just wow.
God. So it sounds like you've come back with a tremendous amount of confidence, increased confidence.
Yeah.
And what I've learned over the years is when you're confident, well, I'll ask you the question. When you're confident, what can you accomplish?
Everything.
Everything, right? So every day we do what we can to protect our confidence.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they did that with you at
Of
Outward Bound.
course, they definitely putting us in tarps with people that have insecurities,
Yeah.
and just for them to open up about their insecurities is a big feat for a lot of people there. Because some people didn't even tell their family or their friends back at home. So for us to be able to gain that trust
Yes.
in such a small amount of time was truly remarkable.
And by giving up the electronics, you
Definitely.
have to communicate.
We have to.
You-
We have
Teamwork.
to. Teamwork.
Yeah.
Have to always plan ahead. Like we always had a plan for our day. We had a rad plan.
What you call a rad plan? Like
Rad.
radical?
Yeah, like radical.
Oh,
but it's
cool.
a rad plan.
And you probably had to plan meals too.
Oh yeah.
And you had to cook your own meals.
We had to
There's-
cook. Yeah, we
You
had
didn't have
team- we-
takeout over there.
No. We had team leaders. We had different jobs. We had water station
Oh,
where
yes.
they would have to filter and bleach the water.
Okay.
There was cleanup or sanitation where
Yes.
they would clean up after the cooks
Yes.
or anywhere else. We had our food supply, and we had to literally just throw a rope around a tree and just hang it up there.
For bears. To avoid the bears.
Yeah,
if
to
you're-
avoid the bears. Yeah.
Did you run into any bears while you were camping?
No.
Okay, good.
No, but I did see a snake while I went to the bathroom, which was kind of scary.
What type of snake?
It was like a rattlesnake.
Oh, good God. That'll make you jump.
No, it's just like, hey, little fella. let you do your own
Yeah,
thing.
you go your way, I'll go
Yeah,
mine.
yeah, no, but just unfortunately we didn't see any bears, but I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah, I'm glad too. What about, so it rained every night, but were there any nights where it was clear and you could see shooting
yeah.
stars?
Yeah.
Amazing?
Some people, we had a campsite because we would go to different campsites.
Yes.
Every single day.
Yeah.
And we were at one campsite where there was like a big rock, and where people actually slept outside to just see the stars. Wow. And unfortunately, I spent my 4th of July on the course, so it was sad to not see the fireworks. But we could hear fireworks, sometimes even gunshots,
Oh.
because people were hunting.
Sure.
So I was just like, whoa, like what's going on?
Oh, boy.
So I was like scared.
Well, so you get to watch shooting stars instead of fireworks.
Yeah. Which
There's
is
a memory,
memory.
right? Without the camera, it's
Without
here.
the camera, it's just right here.
Yeah, yeah, you made a good point about that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's fast. What else? What's another takeaway? I'm going to take a look at the questions here. We talked about the phones given up. Favorite experience? If you can name one, or James, if you can't name one, name like 3 great experiences you take away from that whole 2 weeks.
Being able to conquer something greater beyond myself. Mm-hmm. Being able to talk to different people and not be alone as much. Mm-hmm. And being able to see views that you don't usually see
Right.
anywhere.
Yes.
So-
Yeah. And you already talked about the friendships you created.
Oh my God.
And you'll probably keep in touch with many of these people for life.
I still do.
Yeah.
You know, during after they all have a Snapchat group, but I deleted my Snapchat and Instagram.
You did? After the trip?
No, it was before.
Oh, okay.
It was before.
Okay. Yes.
I just need people in front of me
Yes.
to talk to
Yes.
and some way to communicate with family overseas. That's all I need.
Yeah. Good. I see a lot of people getting way too hung up on social media.
Oh yeah,
It takes up a lot of time.
it does.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Wow. Anything else you want to mention about this trip that we didn't cover?
I mean, I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
At this point.
Tell me about your future goals. You're looking at colleges for next year.
Yes, I am. Curry is one. Mm-hmm. You know, I went to private schools my whole life. Mm-hmm. So Curry's not any different, except you can actually not wear a uniform.
Yes.
Oh my God, it was so bad wearing uniforms every day. Felt so stinky and smelly because you wear the same clothes.
Right.
I was just like, and the colors weren't even like exciting. They were just like gray and white. It's like, oh my God.
Well, now going back to the Outward Bound trip, you wore the same clothes every day? No?
Yeah, so
Where'd you wash them? In a stream?
Yeah, sometimes.
You did?
Streams, yeah. Sometimes we wash them in a stream. You know, we took a bath, not bath, but like a shower, you know, where we had just used the water drums to just bathe ourselves. And we had soap, we had, you know, hand sanitizer, so we were good on that.
Okay.
But
toothpaste, that little
toothpaste,
stuff.
yeah. People brought toothpaste.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine that'd be kind of rancid if they didn't for 2 weeks.
Oh, God.
And they had, it was male and female?
Yeah.
Even number?
Co-ed, yeah.
Okay. And how did everyone get along?
You know, navigation was hard for everyone because sometimes we went the wrong way and sometimes frustrations were building amongst the crewmates.
Yes.
But besides that, everyone got along pretty well.
Okay.
You know, at first we were skeptic of each other, but, you know, during the end we all came close together.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess in the beginning you kind of checking each other out to see what the personality is.
Yeah.
Did anyone come in with a bad attitude and turn things around?
Someone did. I'm not going to say who because of privacy.
Yes.
Of course. But, you know, during the end, he became more grateful for the experience that he had. And I'm glad, you know, he's an interesting individual.
Yes.
And we all love him. He was the funniest guy on course.
He was? And yet he came in with a bad attitude?
Yeah, not really bad attitude. He was just sometimes, you know, he didn't want to be waking up at a certain time. He was grumpy in the morning. You know,
God.
one day we were just like, yeah, let him sleep in. Mm-hmm. So he was like more happier that he got his beauty sleep.
Yeah. Well, some need more sleep.
Some, yeah.
So you would just mention a word that I use a lot, and that was gratitude.
Gratitude, I'm grateful.
Is that one of the big takeaways?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
grateful for your family.
Grateful for
your
my
friends.
family, my friends.
Yes.
Everyone in my life.
Yeah.
You grow you become more appreciative for the people that you have in your life.
Yes.
Because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. You don't know if any of them's going to go.
That's right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, you're young, and you have a whole lifetime ahead of you. And you know, at my age, at 60, I hear people on, you know, dealing with some health issues.
Yeah.
You know, so we always say, especially on Optimist Island, make the best of every day.
Make the best of it.
You know, tomorrow's not
that.
promised. Yeah. Make the best of every day, and try to find something good in every day.
Of course.
Because there is something.
There is.
You know,
Totally.
and some people say, oh, that's too Pollyanna, Neil. The world's a tough place. The world's actually a pretty good place.
It is.
There are some bad things that happen along the way, but you know, we're pretty much insulated around here.
Of course.
And you didn't have anything negative happen. You had just a great experience.
Yeah, definitely.
What, if we put a type, what type of kids would really get a lot out of this program? People maybe who've never left home?
Yeah, some people.
Yeah.
That's one of them. People that just have never traveled before.
Yes, yes. Unlike you.
I've traveled.
Your experience is phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I grew up in a little town in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. I think there are many people who never left Woonsocket. Maybe they ventured to Boston or Providence.
But someone who's going through troubles in their life.
Someone
who's just dealing with a specific issue, insecure about themselves.
Yes.
A lot of people are insecure about themselves on this trip. But there are many different types of people that could benefit.
Sure.
You know, but I just want someone to be more grateful for what they have in this world and know that beauty. A friend named Lindsay on the trip said this. She told everyone that they were beautiful, confident, and strong. And that's what I want to make everyone.
I like that.
During this fun, if I could just do that, and make someone feel beautiful, confident, and strong.
Right.
Physical and mental.
Yes.
Then I've done my job.
And that's not asking too much. Think if you could touch one life every single day.
That would just.
Right?
I'll do my purpose.
And that's right. And you know what happens? That expands. Then people start doing it and saying, wow, I like what James just did. I'm going to do it to somebody else.
Yeah.
And it just builds.
Yeah. That's perfect. If I could just do that,
Good.
then I would be set.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do the same thing every day also. So we'll have two of us,
Yes,
starting a new
definitely.
trend.
Of course, of course.
James, a pleasure having you on the
Thank you
show.
so much. Thank
My
you so much
pleasure.
for having me.
I'm so glad you had such a great experience.
I'm glad to just share it with everyone.
Fantastic. All right, next. I know you're onto something good after this.
Yeah.
New adventures.
New adventures every single day.
Good. Thank you for being on the show.
No problem.
I appreciate your time.
It's my pleasure.
Thanks
My pleasure.
again, James. Thank you so much for enjoying the show and our guest, James Hanley. I'm fascinated at what he learned about himself and about others in this 2-week period in North Carolina during the Outward Bound show. The program was amazing. He came back so confident. And yet here's a kid, as we've learned, who grew up in Singapore for the first 12 years. So he's worldly. You know, he speaks several languages. And yet this is one of the most incredible trips, life-changing trips and experiences of his life. So I encourage you to step outside your own comfort zone. Ask yourself, what can I do if I put my mind to it? Now, here's a kid who hiked nearly 8 hours a day, and he had not done a lot of hiking, and he had a 90-pound backpack on. Now, how many people would say, oh, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it? And yet he trained his mind to say, I can do this. If the others can do it, I can do it. And he came back with so many stories, so many experiences, and so much gratitude. And I liked one of his closing comments. He said, each day I want to make somebody feel beautiful, confident, and strong, both emotionally and physically. And I thought, what a great takeaway. If we all did something like that. You know, we talked about optimism, right? But what if you found one person a day to make them feel more beautiful, confident, and strong? There's your mission for this week. Enjoy. Thank you for joining the Neil Wood Optimist Island show right here in Hingham, Massachusetts. It's a pleasure talking to you.